Hi friends, it's Donna here, and I've got a set of 3 cards to share with you. I'm loving all of the embossing folders that seem to be making a comeback at the moment, and the one that I've got to share with you today is a particular favourite. This one is a 3D embossing folder, which makes it thicker than the original embossing folders. I've coloured my paper in a couple of different ways. For the first 2 cards, I'm going to ink blend. I'm using the old ink blending tools rather than the blending brushes because these give a much thicker, heavier coat of the ink, and that's what I want for today's card. I'm using Distress Oxides today because of the lovely way that they blend, and because you can blend even lighter colours over darker colours to make sure that you've got a final product that you're happy with. I've done 2 different colour combinations. The one that you see up in the corner ranges from Seedless Preserves, Distress Oxide, through to Worn Lipstick in the middle, and then on to Spiced Marmalade at the top, so that it goes from purple to pink and through to orange. The panel that I'm blending on screen has the same Worn Lipstick in the middle, and then Picked Raspberry and Spun Sugar to make the lighter end of the spectrum. When I turn the paper around, I don't want to touch the ink because with Distress Oxides this will leave fingerprints in the ink. So what I've done is I've grabbed a piece of post-it tape and turned it over so that the sticky side is on the top, and I've just stuck 3 fingers to that, and I'm using that to hold the paper down while I blend the last colour. Once I've got the panels coloured up how I want them, I'm going to run these through my embossing folder. These folders definitely have a top and a bottom, so you see me using a piece of paper that I've already embossed so that I can work out which way is the top. Because a 3D embossing folder is so thick, the sandwich that you use for your cutting machine will need to be different to a regular embossing folder. For my cutting machine, the pressure worked out best when I put the paper in the folder and put that directly down onto my platform. I then put just 1 cutting plate on top and ran that through. My apologies for the next little bit of footage. I moved my desk to get out of the sunlight, and I forgot to bring the camera across too. To colour the 3rd panel, I added the Worn Lipstick Distress Oxide ink very gently directly to the front of the embossing folder. Just be sure it's definitely the front, and then very carefully, in one go, laid my paper down. Now you can see there that I'm actually using my test piece from earlier, but you could put in a brand new sheet. It doesn't need to be pre-embossed. This is a really lovely way to ink up your stencils because you end up with colour just in the shadow areas of your design, and it looks fabulous. These 3D folders ask a lot of your paper. It's a really big stretch. And so what I found was, at the end, I had a little bit of tearing on my paper. So what I did was, I just blended the ink very lightly over the little bits of white that were showing. It wasn't anything major, and it was easy to cover up. Once the panels were done, it's just a matter of adding the sentiments. I've chosen a couple of fine script dies, which are fairly new from Paper Rose. Each of them has a single word and also a background die. And to go with these, there's also a pad of supporting sentiments. So I've chosen a few of those and sliced them up. When it came to the paler card, the white background just didn't really stand out enough. And so I found another sentiment from Paper Rose's black and white sentiment sheets. And it says, "Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire." And I thought it was gorgeous. The original sentiment is in 1 long strip, so I've just cut that into 3. And then to construct the cards, I've used foam tape at every available opportunity basically. So the panels are stuck up with foam tape, and then the sentiments are stuck up with foam tape on top of that as well. I'm going to leave you with some pictures of the completed cards. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to say so by pressing the thumbs up button. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. Stay safe, everybody.